So one of the things you're gonna find real quick is that that 30 points to success is, I mean, it's the dumbest, simplest thing in the world. You're like, oh, we're stupid. I gotta track my numbers. Like, well, I don't really want to do that. Like, you do that consistently for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, and you start looking back, going, holy crow! Literally changed the way I did business. It changed the way I feel about the business. It changed the way I feel about my day-to-day stuff. So one of the things that's really telling when you get into week number 1, 2, 3, and 4 on this stuff is you kind of like scuffling, trying to figure out, what am I doing? How am I doing it? Why am I doing it? When am I doing it? Where am I doing it? And once you get really, really clear on what you're supposed to be doing, what you're supposed to be working on a day-to-day basis, and then you get that done, the rest of the day, you're kind of like, I already did my job today. The rest is just gravy, right? I mean, like, you got the good stuff done. The rest of it's just gravy, which is fantastic. So you can actually relax. You can actually chill out. You can actually sit down and enjoy yourself. Sit down and enjoy yourself, or hang out with family and enjoy yourself, or go out and do something and enjoy yourself, instead of feeling like you constantly have to be on. I should always be doing more. That feeling will drive you insane in this business. You know, a lot of mere mortals that don't do real estate, they go to their job and they get done at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then they don't have to think about it the rest of the day. They don't have it chasing them around. They don't have it following them. They don't have it texting them, emailing them, phone calling them, messaging them. You know, you get some of that funny stuff going on. It's like, you know, they can disconnect from their job. They're done for the day. Where in this business, unless you clearly define that, you don't really have a done for the day. So you always feel like you should be doing more. And if you always feel like you should be doing more, then you're not going to be happy. So you're like, well, how do you make yourself happier? Feel like you got your job done and shut it down. Enjoy yourself and not feel guilty for it, right? Go out and have a drink and go have some fun and go to a game and do something, not worry about or think about work. I already have my plans set up for tomorrow. I'm good to go. I'm going to shut my brain down for the rest of the day. I guarantee your spouses and your children will enjoy you more too, because you don't have this low-level nonsense going on all the time. Okay, so let's get into week number 4 for Jumpstart. So week number 1, we talked about mindset. Week number 1, we talked about establishing goals and affirmations. Week number 2, we go back into the goals and affirmations. You've got your sphere of influence. You're putting your sphere of influence together. You get a name, address, phone number, and email address for your sphere of influence. And you're starting to work your way through trying to figure out, what do I really have in my sphere of influence? You don't have a list. Okay, who's making racket there? Picking up something going on. So if you don't have a list of people that are most likely to do business with you, then you don't have a list of the people most likely to do business with you. So literally the first step to actually getting a business that's predictable, controllable, manageable, and enjoyable is having a list of the people that are most likely to do business with you. And then step number 2 is being able to deliver value to them consistently, which was the task for last week. Is you got your list together, let's get something to them in the mail. So you get an introduction letter and or a value piece. I don't know if you guys saw in Jumpstart Masterclass, in the online version, down at the bottom, there's attachments and value pieces. There's like 8 or 9 of them in there for you guys. So if you ever need something, you can go in there and grab something, print it out, boom, ship it off to somebody. Okay? So it's there, done for you, because I don't want you to have to figure it out. The introduction letter, I have to leave the introduction letter a little more loosey-goosey and a little more generic, because people are coming at this program from a bunch of different brands. So I can't just do like, hey, here's Russ and his brand, EXP brand letter. I've got other people from other companies that do this, and so I just leave it open for them and keep that more generic. But take that letter, take the spirit of that letter, just retype it, get that 30 minutes max, set a timer. It's like, I'm going to put this together, and at 30 minutes, I'm done. Whatever I got, I'm sending, instead of spending 2 weeks on it. Because I know people have spent 2 weeks on that letter, and I'm like, come on, really? You're like, how do you survive doing that? So get the letter together and get the letter sent out. So let's get a quick update from you guys where you stand, and then we'll get into the week 4 stuff, which is pretty interesting, because I want to make sure as we build this out, we continue to do things that make you feel like you're going the right direction, make you feel like you're doing a good job, make you feel like you got your job done. Because I know if you feel good, you're going to do good. If you do good, you're going to do more house sales, and you're going to make more money. You're going to feel more confident, right? So there you go. So Vernell, how are you doing on your 30 points? Did you do your 30 points?
Not today.
Okay. Well, not today.
I did find yesterday a bit more challenging because I was out on showings.
Okay.
I just counted the one buyer as one showing, so 20 points.
Okay,
And I
good.
did get some calls in, but only got like 22, 23 points yesterday.
Okay, good. So part of that gets you set up to move forward on other stuff. The cool part is you wrote an offer last night, which is great. So you did some showings. You wrote an offer. If the offer gets accepted, you get points for that too. So you might not get those yesterday, but you might not get them today. You might get them tomorrow. So good news is you're doing the things that are more likely to get you even more points and get you a closing, get you paid, which is cool, right? It's not really about getting points, guys, just so you know. It's not about getting points. It's about winning. And for me, defining winning in this, doing this, is if you get paid, that's winning. If you're not getting paid, you're not winning, you're getting your butt kicked. So points are just to be able to say, am I doing the right things I can to put me in most likely position to get paid and make my bank account go up, which is the ultimate goal of this business. If you can do some great stuff and affect some great people and make the world a better place while you're doing it, absolutely fantastic, good for you, but make some money while you're doing it, right? So this isn't a charity. It's not a 501c3. It's not a charity organization. The ultimate goal is to get paid and get paid a lot. And if you get paid too much and it makes you feel bad, don't worry about it. You can always donate it to somebody else and make you feel better. Good? Okay. So Vernell, good. You got some stuff done. You're moving forward. So are you tracking it on a day-to-day basis, your 30 points?
Yes, yes. I
Writing
did
it
get a
down?
couple calls in today.
Writing it down on a piece of paper?
Yeah, I have
Good.
right here.
Good. I love it. Love it. Fantastic. That's exactly what I want to see. So you just made it real. You made it tangible. You made it trackable. You made it something that you can actually put in the real world, and you made it something somebody else can see, so it makes it real. If it's nobody else can see it, guess what? To everybody else, it's imaginary. Right? It's like
Yeah, they're asking, what are you doing?
I've got this beautiful, amazing wife. She's literally an absolute knockout, the friendliest person in the world. Everybody loves her to death. But I've got friends of mine that have never met her. So to some of them, she's more like Bigfoot. They're like, are you sure you're married? Really? To a girl? Really? Somebody's willing to put up with you? Really? And I'm like, yes, I am. But my wife has a muscle disease, so she can't go out and do normal stuff. So there's people that I do various things with, like mountain biking. She's not going to go out mountain biking with me. So there's people that I meet mountain biking that are out at the mountain biking place that she'll never see them. People I do road biking with and swimming and so forth. She'll never see those people unless they come over to the house, and those aren't my people that I drag over to my house. So, so you get a Bigfoot sighting. So to some people, it's imaginary. But as soon as you see real, like me standing next to somebody, it's not photoshopped, you go, oh, he's serious. That's actually, yeah. Oh my gosh, him and her together in the same room. Maybe they are together. So you got to do that with your paper. Put you in the same spot, put you in the same place in the universe as something else by putting it in the real world. Sound good? Kristen Berry, how are you doing on your points?
Terrible.
Fantastic.
I went on vacation last week, so I'm behind a week.
Well, vacation time, when you're doing vacation, you just hit the pause button.
Right. So I just
obligated
get
when you're on vacation, unless you do like vacation like me and you're hanging out and people are like, hey, what do you do? I'm real estate. And you're like, oh, really? Well, the next thing you know, you're doing referrals to somebody, right?
Right.
You might as well pay for your vacation by doing a referral while you're on vacation, right?
Right. Well, I did get paid, so I'm sure I got some points somewhere.
Good. Okay, good. So even when you're off, you become this real estate lifestyle because it becomes part of who you are in your day-to-day and your normal interactions with people. It just kind of flows out of you normally, naturally. It's not selling anything. It's just like, hey, this is part of who I am. Doing real estate isn't a job, it's a lifestyle in a lot of ways. So with that being said, good for you taking vacation. That's fantastic. Love that. Okay, so you're going to start now tracking the points, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you're going to put it in writing on an actual physical piece of paper to begin with. Okay, so do that for a month or two until you're really in the groove and you're in the habit. And while you're at it, make sure it's in writing. Okay, if it's not in writing, it doesn't exist. So I want you to be able to look back and see the progress. What you'll find is the more you track, the more you start to realize, hey, what I'm doing today and what I'm doing tomorrow, and you start planning tomorrow. You're like, oh crap, I didn't get any points today. Well, shoot, I better do a better job tomorrow. So you start setting yourself up in advance and you're planning your life and strategically building, consciously building, intentionally building a business instead of just like letting business happen to you. So most realtors let just business happen to them. The ones that make real money in this business, the ones that have and enjoy the job, have a controllable, intentional, on purpose business. And part of that is just tracking what you do on a day-to-day basis. So good. Susanna, how are you doing? How did you do on points?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I kind of missed the last week because that one they told me off and the time zone changed. But I listened to it yesterday, and thank God for another program that I signed up, the 100 days. So we have to kind of, do our daily
Good.
activity for the phone calls. But so I could go back on and use those sheets. But what I found different on yours, that yours has the listing appointment and the showings and something else that the other one doesn't have.
Yes.
So at least this way it shows me what else I do or don't do. So I did my points so far.
Okay, good. Good. So yeah, the points program that I'm doing in the Jumpstart Masterclass, this is about selling houses. And one of the things I know for a fact is when I get people selling more houses consistently and doing the things that they need to consistently connect to sell more houses, they actually bump into a lot more realtors. And when you bump into a lot more realtors, you got a lot more opportunities to be able to actually have a conversation with somebody that makes sense to move the ball forward with something that resembles attraction. It's way easier for Vernell to start a conversation with a realtor on the other side of the transaction than if I call the person if Vernell is doing business with me. Hey, I'm Russ Lager with eXp Realty. Do you want to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the eXp Saint? Right?
Mhm.
We got people doing that. People cold calling real estate agents going, have you heard about eXp yet? They're like, no. And now that you've called me like that, I don't want to. Thank you very much. And they click, hang up. So Vernell's like, hey, we're doing a good job. And as she does a great job with this real estate agent, gives her the opportunity to say, hey, let's go out and have a cup of coffee. Congratulations on that sale. Let's go out and have a cup of coffee. Just chat. And you don't EXP all over them when you chat with them. You just go and hang out with them, chat with them, and get to know them and become human, right? Vernell was at the session we did last week for Agent Attraction in Detroit, Livonia, Michigan. Jody, I don't know if you heard this one or not. Dave Kennord, the president of the company, was in the crowd, and I was like, blah blah blah, and I said the issue is when you go and you're meeting real estate agents, you don't want to just jump out there and EXP all over them. And everybody in the room busted out laughing. I said, and the people are getting really egregious with it are the ones that are EX pooping on people. So you can't do that. That's not attraction. EXPing on people is not attraction, right? You're not marking your territory. It's not good. And I was like, Dave Kennord, are you laughing over there? Do you think this is funny? And he's like, right? So we just coined a new thing, stop EXPing on people. So you meet them, talk to them, be human, build a relationship, right? This whole Jumpstart program is about building relationships. That's why you'll notice me not saying, hey, go out and just do a billion Facebook posts and do a billion email blasts. This is building relationship stuff, right? You're building personal credibility and professional credibility by doing this stuff. And when you have both, people want to do business with you, right? Realtor's like, I'm having trouble attracting people. Well, it's because you don't have credibility. You build credibility, and next thing you know, you have the opportunity, right? Doing a great job with them on a real estate transaction gives you the ability to have credibility. It takes me months to build. So it's a super great shortcut to attraction is doing more home sales. So Susanna, as you get going into this, use the 30 points for the house part, and you can also get points doing attraction part too. So that's good. I know when we were talking about building some of these programs out for doing attraction and tracking, it's like literally said, you got to have a way to track this. What activities are you doing on a day-to-day basis? So I'm glad that Scott Lewis and the gang are doing that with the 100 Days program, which is fantastic. And I will tell you, it's been in my programs for 10 years because it works. So what you're doing works.
So Ross, when you mean phone call and meeting, then what you mean in your program?
In my program?
Mm-hmm. Like when you call somebody and you talking about calling the SOI?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll go into more detail on that in a minute, actually, because that's step 3 and 4 in this program is connecting to people and making phone call. And I'm going to give you the perspective on why we're doing it the way we're doing it and why it's where it is. A lot of people say, well, make a bunch of phone calls, make the calls, make the calls, make the calls. And my advice to you, if you want to make calls and enjoy them, deliver value first. If you don't deliver value first, that call is brutal. You're basically an unsolicited telemarketer. If you deliver value to somebody first, it makes it 1,000 times easier to make a phone call. Because a phone call goes like this. Hey, this is Russ Lager with eXp Realty. Hey, by the way, did you get the thing I sent you? Right? Now you got something to talk about. Instead of calling up like, hey, how are you doing? And then it gets real weird and awkward, right? Now they know it's a sales call as opposed to, hey, did you get the thing I sent out to you? Great. Did you have any questions on that? Great. And I'll walk through you guys that in a couple minutes, okay? So Suzanne, a great question. But a phone call on that list, you get 2 points for a phone call. You get 1 point for mailing something out. You get 2 points for a phone call. Actually talking to a human being. If you go face-to-face, you get 5 points. And the reason those points are set up the way they are is because if you mail something, it's got a lower chance of getting a hit than if you're talking to somebody on the phone. And if you're face-to-face, it's double as effective face-to-face. That's why I do this with you guys, right? Because face-to-face, you can see my face, you can see the inflection, you can hear the communication, which is more than just the words. There's body language, there's my facial expressions, there's my eyebrows shooting all over my forehead like they do. And that part of that game is it helps you understand the spirit behind what I'm saying. So this whole communication thing is really, really important in the real estate business. A lot of people will say, well, Russ, I just sent them this. Yeah, great, but that's not communication. That's just information exchange. That's just information dump. We'll talk about that in phone call here in a second, okay? Good. Susanna, if we get to the end, if you have more questions as we go, don't hesitate to ask, okay? So we'll keep expounding on this stuff. And if you happen to miss...
You have Sunday on the 1st and instead of Monday. Confuse me again.
Sorry, what's that?
On your list, you start with Monday and not Sunday, like in the calendar.
You can start with whatever day you want. It's your world.
I'm just kidding. It was first. I was just, oh, wait a second. I didn't do it that day.
Yeah, no, you can start on Wednesday and start today. Like, you can go Wednesday to Wednesday. I'm totally cool with that. It's flexible. You can pick any day you want, any way you want it. You want to work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday? That's fine with me. You want to work Monday, Tuesday,
That's another question.
Not so good.
On the networking event, is that count as people you meet as agents or people you meet for your SOI?
Depends on what you're doing with your business. So this Jumpstart Masterclass program is about selling more houses. So if you're selling more houses, if you're networking with people that live in houses, that's going to be a networking event for helping to sell more houses. If you go to a networking event to meet real estate agents to potentially attract them for your attraction part of your business, you'd be doing a real estate networking event. If you go to real estate networking events trying to sell more houses, you're going to fail. Realtors are like, well, I spent a lot of time at the board. Well, now we've got a reason to go to the board events. But before that, I was like, what the heck are you spending time at the board? They're like, well, I want to go to the board and support the board. I'm like, for what? Your job is to make money. You're not making enough money. Why would you spend time, energy, and effort in doing things that aren't going to get you paid? Well, I'm hanging around realtors. I'm like, yeah, but they're not going to give you a deal, right? The job is to sell houses. You want to put yourself in a position to sell houses. I'd rather you go to the bar, go to the bowling alley, go golfing, do something you enjoy than going somewhere where you're practically guaranteed not to actually get a house sale. So the job isn't to spend as much time as possible away from the house so it looks like you're working. The job is to do the things that are most effective and do things you love so that you can make more money doing what you do for real estate, which is selling houses. Now, if you want to start shifting some of that to networking for real estate agents, you absolutely can do that. That's this same exact thought process. Build your sphere of influence, build it for selling houses, build it for build it for attraction. You got 2 different lists. I'm going to sort both those lists, A, B, C, and D. I'm going to deliver value to both of those lists. When we get into the next session is the week after Thanksgiving. Next week we're off because it's Thanksgiving week, but the next session after this is going to be the week after Thanksgiving where we talk about marketing. And marketing simply is like, what do you do to expose yourself to as many people as possible? And what are some of the things that you can do to build credibility and build your business, build your sphere, and get more exposure? And we'll go through that. Here's the cool part. The thing that I would just jump all over and hump all over on this is doing a market update. Kristen, stop laughing. So yeah, like hump this thing across the room. People are like, dude, you're all over that. Totally, right? Like a dog in heat on that stupid bone. Because it really is the most powerful thing in the world is doing a market update. Vernell saw me talking about a market update last week on stage. Pretty damn compelling story, wasn't it? Yeah. Like once you get it, you're like, oh my God, I can use this for selling houses and I can use this for attracting agents. Wait a minute, I can do the same exact thing and get benefit on both sides. Bam. It's like getting a double Whopper with cheese for the price of a regular Whopper, right? I mean, this is a big deal. It's double your money. It's like BOGO Friday. You bought a Ferrari, they gave you another one for free. This is awesome, okay? So we'll get into details on that. So networking depends on what you're going after. You're gonna do both sell houses and attract agents, you want to do one of each. But better yet, I mean, you can count the points. I don't care how you count the points. The key is, it's like we're talking 30 points on money-making activities to build house sales, more house sales. If you only get 10 points of that and you get 20 points of attracting agent stuff, your income in house sales is going to be way down. So if you want your real estate income selling houses go up, you want to be focusing on getting at least 30 points a day or 150 in a week doing the activities that help you sell more houses. So it depends on your focus. So you can do it either way. Good answer?
I think I do two different.
Sure. Oh, good. Yeah, you can do both. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now, doing both, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do both, but two different sheets for different things, different people.
Absolutely. So the key is you're saying, okay, if I want to make north of $100,000 selling houses, I got to make sure I'm getting my points selling houses. I'm only getting a couple of points selling houses, but I'm spending a ton of time doing attraction. If that gets you paid, great. That's working, great. Again, this isn't me telling you, hey, this is the only way to do it. This is just saying, we need to be able to quantify what do I do on a daily basis so I know I'm getting my job done on money-making stuff, and I need to know what I'm doing on a weekly basis so I know I'm getting my week handled. So I can sit at the end of the week and go, I did a good job. I can take the next day off. I did my job, okay? So it's about accountability to yourself. This gives a tracking point. If you want to make adjustments, one of the things we talked about yesterday on 100K Club, which is basically just accountability to accounting to what are you doing on this stuff, which helps people stay on track. We talked about doing some other stuff for additional points. If you do a video, a short video, like under 2-minute video, and post that to Facebook about something real estate related. If you guys saw 6-Figure Sphere of Influence yesterday, I posted a short video basically talking about the mortgage business. We're only at 3% of bonehead loans versus 39% bonehead loans back in 2006. I posted a short video on that. If you do a short video like that, I'll let you pop 5 points a piece for those. Okay, so you could add that. I'm going to add that to the 30 points. I'm going to add that to the 30 point sheets. I'm going to rebuild those things and add 30 points. Short video posted on Facebook, Instagram, however you want to get it out to the public. If you get a short video like that and you post it, you get 5 points a pop. Now, I'm not saying do 5 of those a day. I'm saying you can get points for doing it 2 and 3 and 4 times a week. You can get points for that. And the reason I want to say you get points for that, because I know from my experience, a lot of this stuff when I post, I get some responses back on this. People are like, hey, that's really great info. Now I've made a connection, right? Hey, can I share that? Yes. Now you've made a connection. You can also share the posts that I do, because you'll notice, like the post yesterday that I did said, hey, if you need any more, if you have any more questions about this, need any more info, reach out to me or reach out to the person that sent you this video. So almost everything I do is brand neutral, and you can send it out to your people too. So you don't always have to just build your own stuff. You can take my stuff, steal it, rebuild it with your own pretty face on it, or you can just take mine and share mine also and send it out to your people. I've got people in my spheres that use my market updates and send it to everybody and their brother, and they sell houses with it. And it's one less thing for them to have to do. Of course, these are people in either Detroit market or Tampa market. I don't do it for everywhere, but if you're in one of those markets, you can just take my market update and boom, fire. It's like, hey, here's a real estate guru in the market. Check his stuff out and reach out to me if you have any questions. And they actually get buyers and sellers that say, hey, I'm thinking about doing something. I didn't know that. That's good info. Thanks for sending that to me. And they sell houses with it. They sell houses with my stuff. I'm totally cool with it. You know why? Because then I can attract them, right? You make money off them that way, right? So do the attraction stuff. Good. So Jody, how are you doing? Jody.
There we go.
There you go.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Fantastic.
Good. I'm doing the same thing Susanna's doing as far as I'm building out my agent attraction database. And so I'm in the 100-day club also, and it's going really well.
Good.
So yes, marrying up the two together for my personal SOI with real estate, and then also marrying it up with the agent attraction. And it's going good.
Good. One of the things you'll start to see is that the more stuff we do in the Jumpstart program, you're going to be able to say, oh, I got to take that mindset and apply it to this. And then I literally will be attracting people, because I have seen some of the people that are doing the 100-day program, and they're like, I'm making my 50 calls a day. To whom? And have you delivered value beforehand, or are you just jumping on a bunch of cold calls and literally cold calling through the list? That's a really tough way to do the business. It's a really great way to alienate everybody in your market fast. So while
and give us a bad name.
yeah, and give us a bad name. Exactly. So unfortunately, I have been seeing a lot of that. There are a couple of companies in the market that teach this bang the phones, bang the phones, bang the phones mentality. This Jumpstart Masterclass thinking is the exact opposite of bang the phones mentalities. Deliver value, deliver value, deliver value. And what you'll find is that one person's banging the phones, the other one's delivering value, and the one that's delivering value has people coming to them instead of chasing them. Does it take a little more time? Yes. Does it give
Not
you better
chasing.
quality?
We're not chasing. We're not chasing.
Exactly. Not chasing people, right? So do not chase. I see people chasing. I'm not saying you. I see people chasing, and they're like, you need to make your calls. Like, you make follow-up calls to people you deliver value to. You make follow-up calls to people you've met at networking events. You make follow-up calls to people that get your market update and say, hey, did you get that? Did you understand that? That was really cool, wasn't it? And that's it. Makes it 1,000 times more effective. Okay? So we'll get you doing, and Susanna doing a market update. Right? Go for it.
Can we add points for reaching out and connecting maybe a number of times via LinkedIn or on a social media platform?
Well, I would say yes, but the problem is that's like, let's think like the whole overarching mindset of the Jumpstart Masterclass thinking and working the pyramid system is to build relationships. So if you say to me, hey, Russ, I've built this whole relationship on LinkedIn, is that really a relationship? Are the people on Facebook really friends? So my definition, like I've kind of simplified it down to the simplest thing right here. So let's go, okay, if I'm out on the road and I have a flat tire, can I call this person to save me? If the answer is no, they're not really a friend.
Right.
They're an acquaintance, they're somebody you met in passing. Do they know you? Yeah, so do they know you? Do I know them? I would call them C group people because there's some type of connection somewhere. But if you say, hey, do you know Jody Gilmore? And they're like, who? I mean, outside of the LinkedIn world, you bumped into them. You're like, hey, I'm Jody Gilmore from LinkedIn. And they're like, who? Okay, great. Oh, let me give you a hug. I hug everybody. I'm like, I have no idea who I'm talking to, but I'll hug them anyway. So is that a group? Yes. Is a C group person? Absolutely. So that helps you qualify. Your LinkedIn people, Facebook people that you don't communicate with on a regular basis, you can't send them something in the mail. You can't say, pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm having a bad day. What's going on with you? That's not a friend. That's a casual acquaintance. Okay? Ideal scenario for me is I want to add as many A or B people, which are like, I know you, you know me, you know I do real estate. You might not be my favorite person in the world. I might not be your favorite person in the world, but it gives. I still have a shot. Again, remember, your A group people are people saying, I love this guy. He's my guy. I don't care what happens. I'm using him for anything, for everything. Your B group people are like, I know they're in real estate, and given the right circumstances and the right timing, and if you deliver value consistently, you might be their person. You just don't know for sure whether you're the person or not. Your C group people are like, Jody, yeah, I remember meeting Jody at some point or another somewhere, and probably met her in a networking thing, right? She's got this one crazy friend that drinks a little bit. She rides bikes with. She's funny as hell. I know that. Oh, yeah, I know her. So their C group's kind of more casual acquaintance. I know them, but I don't really know them. Right? You're not going to be good. So can you do that? Absolutely. Good. Jay Alderman.
Can you see me or is my picture up there?
I can't see you, but the good news is you're not, Beth or Justin this week.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, so kind of piggybacking on what you were just saying. So one roadblock I ran into was what tools and systems to best organize my sphere of influence and then get the information out to them. So as I was kind of working on my spreadsheet, I went into Facebook and I realized that I've already got some groups segmented out, but I went through and just kind of there's a section called close friends.
Yep.
And so I put my top people in that group.
Good.
But for example, I was at a Thanksgiving party on Saturday, met 2 new people, and then talked to somebody I hadn't talked to a while who started having a conversation about real estate.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to say, hey, can I have your email, home address, telephone number while you're sitting there having dinner? But the next morning I went on Facebook and I friended them. So
yeah,
consider that a way to communicate with your sphere. maybe just as important as sending something in the mail, and kind of, you know, building that relationship through social media, because you can segment out the list.
Yeah.
You set up your news feed where you can comment and like on their stuff, and that helps build the relationship.
Okay, sure. So here's my perspective on social media, and I'll be very clear on this. There are people that will debate me. There are people that say, well, you can build your whole business just on Facebook. Yes, congratulations. That's true. How many people do I know actually doing that effectively? Not very many. So let's look at it like this. If you met a pretty girl, Jay, and you weren't married, you met a pretty girl and you had interest in her, would you say, you know what? I'm going to build this relationship on Facebook? Probably not the most effective way to build the relationship, would be only on Facebook. So is Facebook something you also do to stay connected? Absolutely. But is it the relationship? Not necessarily. Part of the key to this whole program is one of the things that we do differently, we're going back to old school, that we do differently, that absolutely works and stands out like a sore thumb, is actually sending something to them, sending something live in real world to them in the mail. Because so few people are doing that these days, it really stands out when you send something to them in the mail. What you'll see is step 4 in this system. 1 is build your sphere of influence. 2 is deliver value to them. 3 is follow up with a phone call. 4 is when you follow up with a phone call, send them a handwritten personal note that says, hey, nice chat with you the other day. I hope your dog's tail is okay. Right? Just find some way to send them something that stands out, because people don't get that stuff anymore. And what you'll find is that the stuff that it ties to when you send a handwritten personal note to somebody, which is the power of a personal note, is it ties them back to when grandma used to send you birthday money every month or every year. And grandma used to send you a birthday card, or family members or aunts and uncles. They're like, hey, happy birthday, and here's $5. You're like, yes, $5. This is awesome. Remember when $5 could make you excited? Wouldn't it be great if you could get excited about $5 again? Now you got to add like 3 zeros to it to get me excited, right? So when you start thinking this through, can you shortcut that? Yes. Can you work your C group people in automated /Facebook/ computer related whatever, CRMs and so forth? Absolutely. But for your A group people and your B group people, you want to get personal. You want to get personal. You want to get a little bit dirty. You want to get somebody's makeup on your cheek. You want to get a little bit of their smell on you. That's how you get to personal relationship, right? So Jody, would you think you and I have a not close, but personal relationship? Yeah, I've had dinner.
I feel like we do.
Yeah.
I feel like we really do.
Yeah, right? So we built a relationship, and we continue to communicate. I like her, she likes me. I see her, she gets excited. She sees me, I get excited. We're all excited, right? When I walked into the seminar last week, I went into the speaker's room, and I saw Vernell and Selena and another young lady, and they jumped up and they were hooting and hollering like I was a rock star walking into the room. And there was another young lady in the room that's the vice president of the whole East Coast, and she's like, who the heck is this guy? It's like you build a relationship with them, right? So you want to say, is this the best way to build a rabid fan that would jump on me and hug me when I see them? If the answer to that is yes, you're probably heading right towards building a relationship. Now you might say, I don't want people hugging me. I don't like people hugging me. That's okay. That's okay if you don't like being hugged. But the thought, you understand the concept and thinking behind it is this the type of thing that moves me forward to say, I could get invited to dinner with them. I could get invited to coffee with them. If I invited Jody to coffee, would she feel comfortable, uncomfortable? She'd probably say, oh, hell yeah, I'd love to have coffee with them, right? That means you're heading in the right direction, right? Kristen still doesn't know what to think of me, but I think, I could probably get a cup of coffee with her without her getting weird, right? So you guys understand the concept is, it's not just business, it's building relationships. And Jay, for us guys, it's a lot harder to do. I happen to be a left-handed, right-brained, artsy-fartsy dude, so I'm a little more touchy-feely, cuddly, and more relationship-oriented, and I do more touchy-feely relationship-type stuff. But what I have found is the guys that are able to say, okay, I got to do a little bit of stuff to build the relationship stuff, not just try to get business. If you're doing the build relationship, not just trying to get business, you find that people want to do business with you. Make sense? So just run it into that filter. And I know you've got a massive sphere of influence. So you've got to say, okay, well, I can't touch everybody personally. I can't hug everybody. It'll take me a month to hug everybody one time for 1 second, right? So for you, you got to say, okay, you got a huge group of C group people, but you still want to get your rabid fans, A's, B's, your A's and your B pluses. You want to make sure you're getting something that makes it feel personal to them on both sides of your business, your insurance side and the real estate side. Does that make sense?
Well, the one thing just helped me in general was just going through that list, and I realized I left a lot of A's and B's off my initial list that I can now slide over, but I'm still trying to figure out the best systems and processes to keep up with them.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, guys, I'm freaking super retarded low tech, super low tech. That's why when somebody says to me, Russ, what do you do? I'm like, put it on an Excel spreadsheet, and I'll be like, here's name, address, phone number, email address, and then my last column is like last contact. Or you're gonna label them A, B, C, D. A, B, C's. The D's you're dumping, so they're not gonna be on there. But your A's, your B's, your C's, and last contact. And what was it? Right? Phone call, voicemail, handwritten note, Facebook hit, whatever. So you've got that, and I just keep it super simple, and then I can just go in and sort based on date and be like, when's the last time I talked to these people? I'm like, oh crap, it's been 6 months since I talked. 6 months since they've seen anything, right? So you can literally just build it that way. Just do it super stupid low tech up at first. And if you want to get into something more complicated and something more sophisticated, you're welcome to do it. But I don't want it to do it as a replacement for actually talking to people, hugging people, touching people, having coffee with people, building relationships. If you build it in as just part of your business, it happens naturally. Okay? Your A group people, you want to make them feel extra special. They're your people. And they're going to want to feel extra special. They're going to be totally cool if you call them and be like, hey man, I haven't talked to you in a while. Why don't we go grab a cup of coffee next week? Do you have time on Tuesday or Wednesday? It's like, hey, I've got 1 hour. I got to do another appointment. I'm going to be in your side of town. Let's grab a cup of coffee. I got to be somewhere at 10:30. Let's meet up at 9 so I can be out of there by 10. Got 60 minutes? You're like, great. You do that 3 times a week. Now you can get 12 people in a month. If you got 100 people in your sphere, it's going to take you 6 months to get through the 100 of your most likely suspects. Do you need to meet your most likely suspects more than once a year? Heck yeah, that's how you end up like, well, my buddy Joe ended up buying a house because somebody else was in the flow with Joe when Joe's like, I'm really ready to buy a house. And, I got this guy at the gym I've been talking to. That's how I stole a ton of deals from people that have relationships for 10 years. They're like, yeah, but I was there. I was in their face when they were ready to go. So now what, right? So you want to make sure you're top of mind. So in the last session we do, I talk about crazy 8s. So when you first meet somebody, Jay, it's like you do boom, 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 boom. Here's the 8 things you do to get in that flow, and then you can back it way off, right? So the first time you meet somebody, you're like, hey, I really like that guy. I'll hang out with him 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the first month, and then I'll go to, then I can hang out with him once a month, and we can still keep a good relationship. Women tend to they want to be in connection more often, more regularly. Guys, I've got buddies of mine, I can see them once a year now, and they're like, we start right up where we left off, right? Guys are great at that. It's like, I haven't seen him in a year, boom, we just pop right back into where we were before, and you just roll right into the last joke and keep on moving, right? So some of your people, you can do that, but you got to build that really good relationship first. So when somebody says, hey, real estate, they're like, Jay's my guy. Make sense? Okay. Any other questions on that? Cool. All right, who else do we have? Paula. Still got Paula in here.
How's it going?
Good, good. Welcome. So how are you doing on your points?
Pretty good. So I've done showings and I've had face-to-face meetings.
Good.
I just want to touch base on that Facebook thing. So I've been doing live videos and I've been connecting with a bunch of my friends that own businesses.
Yep.
And I've been creating community pages. So I'm sharing their businesses on the community pages that I'm building.
Yep.
And I'm finding that just in the past week and a half, I've gotten a lot more hits. And I've been reaching out to them to see if we can do events together.
Yep. Good. Good. So when we talk, so the next session is session 5. So session 1, we're talking about just get your sphere of influence together. Session 2, we're like, hey guys, did you get your sphere of influence together? You're like, not yet, man. I'm working on it still. Session 3, we're like, okay, now that you should have most of it together, send something to them. Session 4 is like, okay, let's make sure we understand how we're tracking the points, make sure we're staying on track with moving forward on the right stuff. And then session 5 is about market. Well, I call marketing, right? So you guys remember seeing me do this little doodly drawing right here? Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people say, hey, Russ, well, I need to do more marketing. That's the first thing I need to do. No, the first thing you need to do is get the list of the people you already have. Those are your most likely suspects to get that together, right? Second step is deliver value. Third step is, hey, if you're going to be the person that makes phone calls, and not all of you will, after you deliver value, you shoot them a phone call. It's like, hey, man, it's been a while since I chatted with you. Did you get the thing I sent you? Yeah, I'm just getting connected with my people again. I've been doing a horrible job of following up with my people. I've got a coach that I'm working with. One of the things he's like, you got to just connect to the people that you like. You happen to fit that list. And they go, oh, that's nice. You like me. Sweet. She said, I'm cute. Remember Rudolph the reindeer, right? And then after you do that, you send a handwritten personal note. There are a ton of coaches that are coaching back again saying, send handwritten personal notes. I'll tell you, it works. When somebody sends me a handwritten personal note, I go, woo, that's great. This is awesome. I like it. If I like it, does that mean a lot of other people would like it? Heck yeah, right? And then Paula, where you're at talking about is marketing. And we're going to talk a lot about different marketing stuff. And I will tell you, on my list is exactly what you're doing. Finding referral partners, building referral partners, business partners as part of marketing. And you can use Facebook to do a lot of that. And you can help them promote them. And I can start off with, hey, I'm Russ the Real Estate Dude. And here's my buddy Jay. You got to check this guy out. This guy's a rock star doing blah, 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 whatever, right? I got my buddy Chris standing next to me. Chris is the best plumber in the world. The cool part is, look at him. He's clean. He's not scary. He keeps his pants pulled up. You know, say no to crack. That's his motto. And he's a great plumber and a good fair price. If you need a plumber, use my guy Chris. Now it's not me going, hey, look at me. I'm a realtor. It's, hey, I'm Russ the Real Estate Dude. And let me promote my guy Chris. He's a good guy, right? You can do that 2 and 3 times a week on Facebook and people go, wow, that's cool. So we'll talk about how to build that. So Paula, you're already doing some of that. It's super ridiculously powerful. And the cool part is you can do it 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 times a week and stay connected and be connected. You can promote restaurants. You can promote businesses. You can promote services. There's a bunch of different things, cool places, local color. Hey, by the way, this is Russ the Realtor. I'm out cruising around in Austin, Texas. And this is something some of you guys might not have seen if you haven't been to Austin, Texas. This is Zilker Park. You got to check this out. It's one of the coolest places on the planet. Right? You do stuff like that. You can do that 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 times a week and people don't get sick of you. As opposed to, hey, I'm Ross, look at me. I just listed this house. Everybody else is going, whoop-de-freaking-do. Who gives a crap, right? So Paula, you're already a step ahead by doing that.
I watched the last video and in it you were like, you know, collect all your plumbers and, you know, a whole list of those people and to add to your SOI. So that's kind of how I reached out to them.
Absolutely. Right. So as you guys are talking about adding to your SOI, some of you guys, by the time you get the rest of your list together, you're like, I really could use some more people, Russ. And I will say to you, hey, if you want to guarantee 5 more sales in the next year, let me show you how to add 50 people to your sphere of influence super fast. And the cool part is it'll help you connect to everybody else too. We'll talk about that in marketing week after Thanksgiving. We'll get into more details on that too. So you've already got a preview of that, which is fantastic. One of the things you can do is every week just say, hey, I'm looking for a good plumber. I need 2 good plumbers for my referral world. And who do you guys know that's good? And you'll get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people that'll reach out to you, right? So now people are helping you help yourself, and then you can redisseminate that information back out. You know you got it right when somebody says, hey, I need somebody for blah, 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 and they go, you need to get, you'll see Russ Lag get tagged. Russ knows everybody, right? When you see it, like Russ knows everybody. When you start seeing that, or you hear somebody say, man, you have a guy for everything, don't you? Yeah, pretty much, right? And if I don't, I'll find one, right? Why not? So that's how you do marketing, right? Instead of like, you ever see a dentist get on Facebook and he's like, he's got that guy in the chair and he's drilling tooth. He's like, man, I'm drilling the heck out of this tooth. Dentists don't do that crap. The lawyer's like, here's my client, Joe. We just sued the shit out of that company. And this guy, they don't do that stuff, right? Probably because they're not allowed to. But it's like this shameless self-promotion realtors do that make you like, well, I'm getting out in front of people. I'm like, yeah, and you're alienating them really fast, right? If you're delivering value, everything you do is delivering value, like Paula, what you're doing, deliver value. Help promote another business that's valuable. You think they'll promote you if you promote them?
I hope so.
You sure hope so, right? If they're not, guess what? You replace them with somebody that will. Like, hey, this is a two-way street, man. If I promote you a bunch, this is like a one-way marriage. Like, honey, I love you. She's like, yeah, you're all right. No, honey, I love you so much. Yeah, you're okay. Honey, I love you so much. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I'm like, let's just work on getting through the end of the day. You don't have a freaking relationship like that, right? So you want to make sure you're equally yoked with your business partners. If your business partner's taking care of you, you take great care of them. right? If you don't have that person, find them. They're out there. Somebody like, well, for us, it's really hard to find people that are good. No, it's not. Not if you get out there and look. They're out there. There are other people just like you looking for you. So find the people that are like you. The cool part is the law of attraction will say, hey, if I get to the point where I say, I'm really clear on what I'm looking for, I want good people that are solid, that are supportive, that are reasonable, that do a great job, take great care of people, love to do business, and have fun doing it, man, you're going to find those people out there, right? You guys found me, right? Okay, so let's get into the success part here, timing wise. Let's make sure we clearly define success. Now that you've got the 30 points to success, let's clearly define success. How do we know we had a successful day? Anybody?
Got your 30 points.
30 points or more, right? Stayed on track, stayed on my goals, got my 30 points. Today's a successful day. So how do I define a successful week?
150 points.
Okay, sure. Right, so if 30 points is a successful day, if I have, here's the fun part for you guys, if I have 4 out of 5 successful days, it's a successful week. Are you going to have a successful day every single day of every single week? No, it doesn't work like that. Guys, my train got derailed hard yesterday. Hard. Me trying to be a nice guy, trying to help out some family stuff, got in the middle of a conversation. It took a lot more time, energy, effort, and emotions. The bunch of crazy. Yesterday, I got my stuff done, but man, the rest of the day was a freaking dogfight. At the end of the day, I feel like I want to put my brain on a counter next to me and just leave it alone. Just get away from it, right? That's what wine is for. So do I have to have 5 successful days to be a successful week? No, but you got to have 4 successful days. I know if I have 4 successful days, I can have what I call a successful week. Now, the cool part is that when you're tracking points, if I get 150 points done in 4 days, can I call that a successful week? Absolutely. Absolutely. So how do we define a successful month? How do we define a successful month? If you have 3 out of 4 weeks that are successful weeks, you have a successful month. Can you have a whole week and a month that you screw the pooch and blow it up and don't follow your plan and don't get stuff done and didn't have a successful week and didn't have successful days and still be okay? Yes. Guys, stuff happens. You have to understand, so many people hold this standard like, I got to do perfect every day and I got to do perfect every week and I got to do perfect every month. That's not the way the real world works, right? Into every life, a little rain's going to fall. Cool part is when rain falls, that's when you get a rainbow sometimes. You can't get a rainbow without rain. So sometimes like, well, I don't want any rainbows in my life. Well, cool. Good for you. But if you want to see a rainbow once in a while, guys, it comes part of having some rain. Get some rain and you get a rainbow. If you fall down one day and you stay down, that's a problem. This success thing in life isn't about being perfect every day and nailing every single day. It's just nailing more days than you don't nail, right? It's like you go to the casino, if you're winning 51% of the time, you're winning. So in this scenario, I want you to shift your brain and mindset to go, I don't have to be perfect every day, and it's okay if I fall down as long as I get back up, right? Failure isn't falling down. Failure is falling down and laying on the ground, moaning and rolling around and wallowing in it and staying down. If you fall down and get back up, no big deal. You can do that one day a week, fall flat on your face, get back up. You're good. Just get the other 4 days and knock it out, right? I posted earlier today. It's like, hey, today's Wednesday. You still have a shot at making it a great week, even if you screwed up Monday and Tuesday completely. If you're good today, Thursday, Friday, and get one of the weekend days, you're still good for the week. You can still have a successful week starting right now. A lot of people are like, well, it's Wednesday. I already blew this week. Might as well just give up. No, don't give up. Start over, right? Start over with being a success today. As long as you get 4 out of 5, you can be successful and make more money than you need to make to enjoy your life, right? And then 1 week a month, sometimes stuff just goes sideways. You get that one thing that gets that one thing that gets the one thing, it's one thing. You really like quit? It's like just like it's a shit month. It is a shit week. Who gives a crap, right? It happens once in a while. You guys see the bumper sticker that says shit happens, right? You know why there's a bumper sticker that says shit happens? Because it does. If it didn't happen, people will be like, well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But people look at that bumper sticker back in the day and are like, yeah, it does. The difference is when shit happens and then you continue to let it happen, that's stupid. If it happens and then you lay in it and stay in it, that's a problem. Does it happen? Yes, that's what a shower's for. Shit happens, boom, go in the shower, clean it off, and start over, right? Hit the reset button. Tomorrow's another day. I'm going to do better. I'm going to set myself up for success tomorrow, and you can move forward. As long as you get 3 out of 4 weeks, you can do really, really well in this business. How do you define a successful year? Anybody? Come on. Somebody's got to figure this one out.
10 months out the year.
What's that?
10 months out the year.
What? You're saying you can screw up 2 full months of a year and still be okay?
Okay, 11. I don't know. Maybe I'm on vacation for a full month. Hell, oh no.
How about just reaching one of your goals?
Guys, you can still blow up 2 whole months and still be just fine, right? Have you guys ever heard of anybody having 8 weeks of vacation a year?
Yeah.
2 weeks, 2 months where you do absolutely nothing. I don't recommend doing them back to back, but you can do 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, get it set up, and still have an amazingly successful year. So I think the expectations we have for no reason at all, guys, newsflash, you're your own freaking boss. Be nice to yourself. Give yourself some time off. Shut it down and enjoy the ride. You can blow up 2 whole months in a year and still have a successful year. Good?
Ross?
Yes, ma'am.
You're on vacation, but you're talking to another agent there or whoever, that can help you internationally. Would that count as points?
I don't care where you are. If you're talking to another person about business, that's points, absolutely. Listen, if you have a dream and there's another realtor pops in it and you talk real estate, I'll give you points for that too, because that means you're eating, breathing, sleeping it, right? Like, it's not really about getting points. It's can you translate those points into money? Sure. If you're on vacation and having fun, sure, you can give yourself points for that. If it makes you feel good, you're like, I was on vacation, I got a bunch of points. So the goal of being on vacation is shutting down and enjoying yourself. If that's what you're doing, great. If you spend the whole vacation working, that's not really vacation. That's just working from a remote location. So if you want to work from a remote location, that's great. If you want to do a vacation where you shut down and you don't do any work, there's a way to set that up. Actually, I do a ton of coaching on that with my one-on-one coaching clients. We do a horrible job of shutting ourselves down as realtors. And if you don't shut yourself down, you're always on. If you're always on, you're never going to be as effective as if you shut down and then hammer down. A lot of people are like, well, Russ, you got to understand, real estate it's a marathon. I'm like, no, it's not. It's a bunch of short sprints. The difference is if you get the rest in between, you can hammer a sprint after a sprint after a sprint after a sprint. But you got to get the rest in between. I can bang out used to, not no more since I had 2 hips replaced. I could crank out a 6-minute mile and then rest for half an hour and hit another 6-minute mile, rest for half an hour, hit another 6-minute mile. I know we used to do it. And you're going, well, geez, that's great. But if I had to run 3 6-minute miles back to back, not at 40-something years old, I don't. That's a recipe for throwing up blood, right? So you got to start saying, okay, but so if I get that rest is absolutely as important as a run. Man, when I'm running a 6-minute mile, I'm flying, right? 40-something-year-old dude, gray fuzzy chin, flying 6-minute mile. Everybody, damn, that dude's moving. Yeah, but I'm only doing one of them. The people driving by are like, dude, you were flying yesterday when I saw you running. Uh-huh, because I only ran 1 mile, right? And then I rested and I do another one. So this whole game is like, if you're doing a vacation and you're working on vacation because that's your plan, fine. If you're working on vacation because your plan failed, that's not good. So having backup people in place. So for me, if I was in Texas, I would have a person that I think is awesome. Let's say Jody, for example. I say, hey, Jody, I'm going to be out of town for a week. I'm going to set you up. I'm going to set all my people up. I'm going to introduce all my people to you, and I'm going to have you cover for me. I'm actually going, because I run most of my business off a virtual phone number. I'm transferring the virtual phone number to you. With this phone rings, hey, this is Jody from Russ's office. And Jody's going to pick up the phone. She's going to handle stuff. And it's like, hey, Russ is out of town. I'm handling business for him. You might have gotten an email from him or a note from him, and he's just completely out of pocket. I could be in Arkansas for all they care, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm on the moon. You can't get me. You're not getting me, right? That's how I like people to do vacations, because you can rest and relax. Now, while I'm doing that, and I'm sitting on the beach drinking a pina colada, the guy next to me goes, hey, dude, what do you do for work? I'm like, oh, here we go, right? Now I've got an international business partner. So yes, you can have those conversations. Absolutely. You want to give yourself points for it, knock yourself out. But if your goal is to take vacation and shut down, shut down. But in the process of being shut down, people are going to ask you what to do. Have fun with it, right? Enjoy it. Make a connection. Say, hey, when I get back from vacation, I'll reach out to you. You don't go on your computer and set them up on searches and do market updates and all the rest of that crap when you're on vacation. Hey, when I'm done with vacation, this is my private time with my family. I want to make my family feel special and important. You want to make somebody feel special and important? Give them 100% of your attention. You want to make somebody feel unimportant? Be on the phone the whole time you're on vacation. You want to make your spouse want to punch you in the face and hate your business and hate you? Be on the phone the whole time you're on vacation. That's a way to build a crappy relationship, right? Shut it down. Be 100% focused on your family, your kids. Enjoy that. Get in that space and roll in it and have a good time. But you got to set it up. Okay? Does that answer your question, Susanna?
Got it. Thanks. I gotta go more vacation.
Yes, go on more vacation. I will tell you guys, it's like every time I move from Michigan to Florida and Florida back to Michigan, so I live here half the year in Michigan and Florida half the year. So next time you guys see me on video, I'll have a bit different backdrop. So I'll be in my Florida house. And every time I'm going from Michigan, so I'm leaving Tuesday, a week from yesterday, I've got a guy that called me today, literally today, this morning. He's like, hey man, we're looking at this house for an investment. Is there any possibility you can pop out here and help me take a look at it and see if we can buy this thing? Well, really? I'm leaving in less than a week, and the guy, look, go. My buddy's uncle just went into the home. He's like, hey, we got to list my uncle's house. It's not ready yet. It'll probably be ready like Tuesday or Wednesday next week, right? I'm leaving on Tuesday. It'll be ready Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Boom. Good one, right? Got another buyer. They're like, hey man, I'm ready to look at houses. I'm like, I've been bugging this guy for 6 months. Bam. Yesterday. Text. Hey, I'm ready to go. Seriously, I'm leaving in 5 freaking days. Now you're ready to go? I've got 3 deals popping on my plate right now and a duplex listing downtown from another EXP agent from San Diego. Boom. That's 4 things going on in the next 5 days. Simply because I'm leaving. Right? So if you want to do more business, book a vacation. And then make sure you've got Jody to back you up when you leave. Right? Good news is I have people on the ground here, and I'm just going to be pushing it off and rolling it off to them. So the cool part is we just fleshed up a bunch of business. I got 4 different sales. I'll split them 50-50 with my business partners here, and I'll let them handle it. And I'm go somewhere warm. Right? Okay, so when I leave Florida, same thing. I closed a house in Florida in June. I left the beginning of June, closed at the end of June because I was leaving. Got a listing literally the day before I left. When I left Michigan last year, right before Christmas, got a listing the day before, literally put it in the MLS the night before I was leaving. Welcome to the world, right? So book more vacations is the moral of the story. Sound good? Okay, so your next task. So did everybody get something in the mail to their sphere of influence? Jody, did you get something in the mail to your sphere of influence?
I did not.
Okay, good thing to get going soon. Introduction letter, and or you can steal one of the value pieces off of the Jumpstart online program. Go down to the bottom for the attachment thing. There's a pile of like 8 or 9 of them in there. Okay. Jay, did you get something sent to your A group at least, people?
No, I did not.
Okay, good. We got a little work to do. Vernell.
No, Kimosabi. I did not.
Exactly. Right. How about you, Paula?
I did not.
Okay. Susanna.
Well, join the club. Not yet.
Oh no!
Guys.
Ross, where is that file? I can't find it. Is that on Facebook or is it online? Like a
Jumpstart
website?
Masterclass. Yeah, the Jumpstart Masterclass online.
What's the website, the address?
You would have gotten that when you first signed up. There's a back-end access for when you first signed up. Actually, so you're already in the program. I know you signed up. I know you paid because I got the initial thing hit from it. Send me a Facebook hit or whatever, and I'll send you the back-end link.
Yeah, Russ, I'm logged in right now. At the bottom under resources and documents.
Yep.
The only thing I see is the intro letter for new agents, intro letter for experienced agents. Then there's the 30 points, time management, and then the crazy 8s. Is there more specific documents that we can send out?
Yeah, that should have 6 or 7 other graphic documents in there too. I was just on it this morning on my access, and I just looked it up to make sure. It came up, and then after it sat there for like 30 seconds, the rest of them popped up. I don't know why it didn't pop up originally. Are you saying you're not seeing those?
Yeah.
Nope, not in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not seeing them either, Vernell? Okay.
No.
Let me hit my web guide. But yeah, I've got like 8 or 9 different things that you could literally just like, hey, here's 5 reasons to sell a house. Here's 10 reasons you should own a house. Here's a couple of different graphic things that I had made for you guys. They're just pretty colorful stuff that you can send out to people. Just like, here's something for you. Interesting info. You own a house. Here's something you should know.
Hey,
Okay,
Russ, I noticed the 2 letters were the same too.
Okay, so my back end web guys, Adrian, some of you guys may know Adrian. I've only sent that to him like 20 times, so I like bang my head on this wall again. I would love to say everything we've got is perfect and well oiled, but that is a new thing we just added because we moved them from other places. So I'm like, I can't even find them in my own program. Let's just give them under one tab that's attachments and supplement stuff. So that's a new tab, so probably some kind of glitch. I'll tap him on the shoulder. By the way, if you go to the 30 points tab, I went there this morning, went to the 30 points tab. The video doesn't open on that one either. So there's this little video like what's 30 points all about. So that video didn't open this morning either. So yeah, so I'll make that list. I'll throw that on my list. So we'll get that. I'll get that handled, and I'll let you guys know. When I do this recap, have you guys gotten the emails saying, hey, by the way, here's a recap and here's a video? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I want to make sure because I've sent that out every week. I've sent that out and never had a single response. I'm like, I wonder if people are getting that. So I'm glad you got it. Okay, so don't hesitate to ask questions in the Jumpstart Masterclass Facebook group. You can ask questions in the 6-Figure Sphere of Influence group on Facebook also. And of course, if you get stuck on something, don't hesitate to reach out to me. So realistically, for most of you guys, your next task, get something sent out to your sphere of influence. By the way, great time to get stuff sent out to your sphere. And the reason is, it's because it's holiday season. People expect to get stuff in the mail. It's a great time to send stuff out and say, hey, by the way, I'm reconnecting to my sphere of influence. I'm working with a coach, and we're just making connections, make sure I'm your resource for anything real estate related. And most people go, cool, great. And then they throw it in the garbage. That's fine.
Quick question, Russ.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we mailing our A and B list or just the A list?
Depends on the size of your list. Like Jay Alderman's got like 8,000 people on his list, so he's not going to mail it to everybody if it costs him $1 bazillion, right? So for Jay, I would say, you want to mail to at least your A group, all of your A group, because these are like these are my people, right? And then if you only have 50 or 60 A group people, tag like your B plus. You might want to start second with like B plus. They're not my A group people, but they're the next most likely suspects. Typically, I want to say you want to get something in the mail to about 200 people. So if your A group is 50 and your B group's 150, cool, send them both, right? If you've got 6,000 like Jay does on some of his lists, you don't want to send it every 6,000, right? Hit only your A's, your top 150, 200 people, get something to them consistently on a monthly basis, right? So if you don't hit your B's and your C's, it's not nearly as big of a deal if you don't hit your A's. Like, if I don't tell my wife I love her, we've got a problem. If I miss Jody next week, she's not going to be upset, right? Kristen's like, he hasn't told me he loves me yet. We'll get there. Vernell loves me. I know Vernell loves me. Right? She made that very clear. So good, right? That's good stuff. So it's relationship build. Okay? Anything else you guys have wise? Okay.
Thank you, Ross.
Take steps forward, right? Successful day. Take a step forward. If you got something that you need to get done and you're having trouble getting done, block out a time slot for it and just dig into it, right? Block out 2 hours, block out 30 minutes 4 times a week, block out 2 hours today and 2 hours on Friday. Whatever you need to do, plan ahead, block it out, shut your phone off, put your phone in airplane mode, and get it done, right? I blocked out a whole hour with 0 interruptions with you guys. I can get it done. I got a lot of stuff flying around. I know you guys can do it too. You just got to make it a priority. Okay? Sound good?
Yeah.
Let me know if you need anything. And guys, have a great Thanksgiving next week. And I'll see you the week after. We're off next week. No business coming from us. Hey, you got 2 weeks to get stuff going, 2 weeks to get things rolling. You got till Wednesday after Thanksgiving to get something mailed out to people. You can do it, right? Just don't do it on Thanksgiving Day or the day after. Block a little time off. Do one-on-one, face-to-face with your family. 0 interruption. Put your phone on airplane mode and ignore it. If it blows up on Thanksgiving and somebody's mad at you, you didn't pick up your phone, screw them. You don't need those people in your life, right? take time down, be respectful of yourself, and other people will be respectful of you too. So be respectful of your family. Be focused on them. And you don't really need your phone. We used to live without phones back in the day. Nobody died. Well, they did, but we didn't know about it because we didn't have Facebook, so who cares? Kidding. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'm blessed to know all of you. Let me know if you need anything.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Russ. Happy Thanksgiving.
Right.
Thanksgiving.